Good morning, students. Today we are going to talk about antigenic determinants on immunoglobulins. Before I start with this topic, I would like to talk about previously, as we have talked about immunoglobulins. What are immunoglobulins? Immunoglobulins are actually antibodies, and these antibodies, they are having a particular structure, and the structure of the antibody or immunoglobulin structure is primarily made up of heavy chains and light chains. As I told you in the initial studies, there are heavy chain sequencing, and these heavy chains, they have a pattern which is similar to that of the pattern is the pattern is different in case of heavy chains. If the heavy chains, they are having each heavy chain, they have different patterns. There are 5 chains. There are 5 types of basic sequencing patterns for the heavy chain, and these 5 basic sequence patterns, they correspond to different heavy chain constant regions. So if you talk of immunoglobulin structure as in the figure shown, immunoglobulin G, E, immunoglobulin G, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin D, immunoglobulin M, and immunoglobulin A. The structure of immunoglobulin G, as you see, it is having heavy chains which is having constant region. The yellow region is the constant region, and the white portion, this is the light chains which you are seeing. The constant region of the heavy chains and the constant region of the light chains, that is the white region, but the variable regions, they are present on the upper side. So when we talk about immunoglobulin determinants, antigenic determinants on immunoglobulins, we will be talking about the constant region only. When we talk about the immunoglobulin structure, the heavy chains, the constant region in the heavy chains, each is having a basic sequence pattern, and each basic sequence pattern reveals the different type of the immunoglobulin, that is mu, delta, gamma, epsilon. So you have 5 different heavy chains, each of it is an isotype. The length of the constant regions is approximately 330 amino acids, and the heavy chains of a given antibody molecule, they determine the class of that antibody, that whether it is immunoglobulin M, then it is mu, the heavy chain is mu. If it is immunoglobulin G, then it is gamma. If it's immunoglobulin A, then the heavy chain is alpha. And if it is immunoglobulin E, the heavy chain is epsilon. Each class can have either a kappa or a lambda light chain. So the minor differences in the amino acid sequence of the alpha chain or the gamma heavy chain will lead to the classification of the heavy chains into subclasses. For example, in humans, there are 2 subclasses of alpha chains, alpha heavy chains. The 2 subclasses of alpha heavy chains, they are alpha 1 and alpha 2. As I told you that there are 5 basic sequence patterns which are determining the 5 different heavy chain constants. The difference between these isotypes lies in the heavy chains. So in humans, as I told you, the alpha chain has alpha 1 and alpha 2, and the 4 subclasses of gamma heavy chain are gamma 1, gamma 2, gamma 3, gamma 4. And in mice, there are 4 subclasses, that is gamma 1, gamma 2a, gamma 2b, and gamma 3. Immunoglobulin G1 has a heavy chain component gamma 1. Immunoglobulin G2 has a heavy chain component gamma 2. Immunoglobulin G3 has a heavy chain component gamma 3. Immunoglobulin G4 has a heavy chain component, that is gamma 4. These are all the isotypic forms, right? When I talk about isotypic forms, the isotypic determinants, they are majorly the constant region determinants. That is, they collectively define each heavy chain and the subclass and each light chain and subtype within a species. For example, lambda or kappa. If I talk about lambda, lambda में lambda 1 होगा, lambda 2 होगा, kappa में kappa 1 होगा, kappa 2 होगा. So Lambda and kappa light chains, they are further having their subclasses within them. Now, when you talk about isotopic determinants, they are talking about the constant region determinants. Whenever an antibody from one species is injected into another species, the isotopic determinants will be recognized as foreign. They will induce an antibody response to the isotopic determinants on the foreign antibody. Anti-isotope antibody is routinely used for research purposes. For example, if we talk about isotopic determinants in case of particular species, that is mouse. Mouse will have two types of immunoglobulins, immunoglobulin G1 and immunoglobulin M1. In the entire species of the mouse, the immunoglobulin G1 and the immunoglobulin GM, they will be same. That is, the constant region determinants will be same throughout the species. But in case of allotopic determinants, there is difference in antibodies between the people. That is, you talk of single human type species, Homo sapiens, there will be a difference of immunoglobulin G1 in one particular human being than to the another immunoglobulin G1 of the other human being. Although they are belonging to the same species, but there will be a difference between the constant region determinant, right? For example, so it is basically depending upon the genetic makeup. Allotopic determinants, that is the constant region determinants, they are totally dependent on the genetic makeup of an individual. When you talk of idiotypic determinants, idiotypics, they are antibodies that recognize different specific epitopes. That is, within an individual, different types of variants are present. In the case of idiotypic, the unique amino acid sequence of the variable region, that is variable heavy chain and the variable light chain domains, they are given the importance. Given antibody can function not only as antigenic binding site, but they also set antigenic determinants. So if you remember, we talked about CDRs. That is what are CDRs? These are the hypervariable regions. And when you talk about CDRs, the hypervariable regions, they are called as the antigenic determinants. And these antigenic determinants, they are varying within an individual. Different types of antigenic determinants are present, right? And when I say within an individual, there are specific epitopes for different types of immunoglobulin, so the variation is very high. In case of idiotypic determinants, various types of immunoglobulins, they are taken into consideration with variable regions. So, but in case of isotypic determinant and allotypic determinant, only the constant region determinant is taken into consideration. The variation is taken into consideration for the constant region determinant. Whereas in idiotypic, the variation is within the variable region. The things that determines the idiotype is the end of the variable region, and it is composed of bunch of different idiotypes or combining sites. The most important focus is on isotypes. Isotypes, when we talk about, as I told you, immunoglobulin G, immunoglobulin M, immunoglobulin D, immunoglobulin E, immunoglobulin, they are isotypes of immunoglobulin. And these isotypes, they are formed because there is a difference in the heavy chain. The heavy chain, if it is mu, it's immunoglobulin M. If its heavy chain is delta, it's immunoglobulin D. If it's gamma, it's G. So on and so forth. Thank you, friends. Today I will conclude with telling you about the antigenic determinants on immunoglobulin, which is isotypic determinants, allotypic determinants, and idiotypic determinants.